Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick with EDC Mag, and today I want to talk about a knife from Black Widow Knife Works. But before we get into that, I want to show you guys this Hank. Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Hanks. A lot of guys in the EDC world carry them. They use them for a lot of different things. You know, I grew up with bandanas. There are two things I always have on me. I always have a knife and I always have a bandana. Even when the TSA says no, I still have a bandana. Even when I'm in a suit, I have a bandana. It's just how I grew up, just something I always had. So when I got into knives, I got into Hanks, and I probably have, I don't know, 75, 100 at this point. These I just came across maybe late last year and finally got around to getting one. And I just think it's the coolest thing ever. Definitely the coolest thing that's ever happened to Hanks. This one is by McGuff's Designs, and they are out of Beaufort, South Carolina. They are veteran owned, which is very important. Gotta support our veterans. And they make different things, poppers, Hanks, just a lot of different EDC stuff. Now the reason that these Hanks are so cool to me is I'm always carrying a lot of other gear. Coins, pry bars, poppers, even lighters, different things. They're all metal, they're all jumbled together, they're all banging each other in my pockets. So why this is so cool, and I think so brilliant, is Jamie and Melinda added a pocket so that you can stick stuff inside your Hank. Now this thing right here is about, I want to say, around $225 new. It's copper, it's titanium, soft chewy copper inside, titanium shell on the outside. I really don't want to just bang and crash and beat this thing up particularly. There might be a chance down the road I decide to move it on like I do so many other things. So something like this is just super cool to me. Let's see. It zips. There's a zipper, so you can zip it closed. So if you got a coin, or you know, I've got a copper. Is it copper? Yeah, I've got a copper Zycar lighter that I carry around when I'm smoking cigars, and you know, I don't necessarily want it getting beat to hell either. So sliding something like that in a pocket of a Hank that you can also use, you know, the Hank to do 100 different things with is just, to me, brilliant. Now I was just having some conversations this morning with Jamie and Melinda about Melinda said she's considering, and I'm all for it, I'm in, so we're gonna do it, adding more than just one pocket to these, which I think is a fantastic idea. So that means I can put 4 or 5 things in a Hank, throw it in a go bag, and you know, dig it out, dig the stuff out, still have the Hank for whatever I need it for, and all my stuff isn't being banged together. Even if I want to wad the whole thing up and just shove it in one of my cargo pockets, perfect. So there you go. If you guys get a chance, check out McGuff's Designs. They're on Facebook. They have a group. They have a page. They're on IG, Instagram, under McGuff's Designs. They have a website, mcguffdesigns.com. Check them out, man. Cool people. Cool stuff. Alright, so let's talk about this knife. This is a knife by Black Widow. And Brent Vaccaro is the guy that runs Black Widow. Now, I'm not a huge fixed blade knife guy. Man, hair everywhere. I swear. I have a monster cat, and he likes to explore. There we go. Brent Vaccaro, Black Widow Knife Works. He's out of New Jersey. He's U.S. knife maker. Super cool guy. He's been making knives quite a while. He's been really doing it established since about 2016. He has some really unique designs. He makes a lot of different designs, but you can always tell when it's a Black Widow. I mean, even his different blade shapes are still uniquely his. This particular knife is, I believe it's an S30V steel, and has a cool US flag etching on it. And I think most of his, I can't say all, but excuse me, most of his scales come from Voodoo. These are the Spy versus Spy scales. This particular knife, I think it was only the only one he did like this, if I remember correctly. I don't remember the length on this blade. It is, it's a 4-inch blade. So you got a 4-inch cutting blade. They come with not only do they come with a cool Kydex sheath, they come with their own tech lock, which to me is definitely an added bonus, because that's something I would put on one anyway. But when a knife comes with it, that's cool. These range anywhere between, I don't know, 350, 450, depending on, of course, custom knife, so depending on what's been done to it, the materials, the steels, you know, all of that. Just super cool knife. But even above that, Brent is a super cool guy. He's a genuine good guy, great to work with, and I'm really excited. He's getting ready to, well, not getting ready to, he started doing some collabs and stuff and getting into some folders, which are just, that's what I'm into, and they're bigger folders too, which, man, I'm excited. I'm definitely one way or another going to figure out how to get my hands on one at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later. But they're just really cool. So he's taken these unique Brent Vaquero Black Widow style blade shapes and making them into folders, which I like. And I think that's going to be hugely popular. I think he's going to be hugely popular. The scale on this, I mean, you can just get your hand around it. I mean, for me, this could even be a neck knife. But definitely, you know, small enough that you can carry it without too much issue. One of the other things I wanted to talk about, when I first got a tech lock, it came on a knife used, and I knew what they were, and I knew how cool they were. Took me forever to figure out how to open one of these things. It's pretty brilliant. You've got a little lock here. I mean, once you figure it out, they open real easy. But until you figure that out, you may want to get a hammer and beat on it, which probably wouldn't do you a whole lot of good, because these things are pretty tough. But once you figure it out, it's pretty damn neat. So real quick, let's see what this thing weighs. I'm curious. It's kind of something we've been doing here. You can't really look this up and find out. Oop. Okay. So we got a 4-inch blade. Probably, I'm guessing, I didn't measure, but a 4-inch. I'm guessing this thing overall is probably about 7 inches long, but so a little over 6 ounces, 6.3 ounces, which isn't bad. What are we looking at overall lengthwise here? I guess that makes sense to do. Doesn't make sense to me when I see you guys do that on folders, but so you're looking at an 8-inch knife, 6.3 ounces, give or take a point or two. So this thing, you know, you could easily carry this in a cross draw or a lot of different ways. I'd wear this around my neck. Of course, I have a big neck, But just a really cool knife. Yeah, I probably won't do a lot of these. And you know, every time I say I'm not going to do something, that's what I usually find myself doing. But I just wanted to get Brent's name out there. Black Widow Knife Works, because he's a cool guy. He's doing a lot of cool things. Check him out on Instagram, on Facebook. He's got a website. Although, you know, you're going to be better off keeping up with his, you know, his newer stuff and stuff available on, at least on IG, if not Facebook as well. But this particular knife is on the front page, on the header of his group at the moment. And it's just a beautiful knife. These scales, these resin voodoo scales of Spy versus Spy, is just really stunning. So there you go. So we got August Designs Pocket Hank. We've got Black Widow Knife Works, Brent Vaccaro. Check them out. Hey guys, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're just getting started. We're having a lot of fun. So until next time, you guys have a good one.